you can tell when your car battery's dying. But with your water heater, you'll never know until it starts leaking. Before you buy another tank, consider a Navien tankless water heater. No storage tank to heat or leak. Lower energy bills and endless hot water for spa-like comfort. All backed by Navien's strong warranty. If your water heater is over 8 years old, it's time to check out Navien at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Count on Navien.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back, legally, on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Our loud local band this week is Spitting Silence. It's our loud and local band of the week, Spitting Silence. You want to find out where they're playing, how you get their music, just go to the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com.
Group of teens just killing it, man. This is very awesome. And Spitting Silence are going to have their big EP release show. It's happening next Saturday, June 8th at Aurora Borealis, a new club in Shoreline. Check it out. And the EP produced by former Heart drummer Ben Smith. Very cool.
That is awesome. You like local music? You got it. Sunday nights, 10 o'clock, it's Loud and Local. 2 solid hours of all local music. Great bands from the Pacific Northwest. Bands like Spitting Silence.
Let's play Beat Migs.
I will beat anyone that calls in to play the game. He's smarter than you. He'll make you look lame. 60 seconds on the clock. You're going down and I'm gonna rock. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa, Beat Migs, you're a loser.
It is time to beat Migs. And guys, we've made it. It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Danny's jumping. Looking forward to the weekend. Friday. Getting down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend.
Yeah!
Looking forward to the weekend.
I like it.
Yeah, by the hand gesture Steve is doing, he's done with the day.
Yeah.
Let's go. There was enthusiasm in that.
Right. There was a lot of enthusiasm in those back and forth
explosive
moments.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it at that.
He was doing his Danny McBride is what he was doing.
Thank you. Nice. Let's get to our contestant today. We've got Scott in Oak Harbor to take on Steve. Scott, are you there, sir?
I am. Morning.
Good morning.
Scott.
What's he playing for today, Steve?
Good morning. He is
Good
playing
morning.
for tickets to check out The Bash. It's that big festival that's happening featuring all of Danny's favorite bands, and some of mine as well, actually. Rancid's going to be there, Pennywise, Suicidal Tendencies, L7, and a bunch of other bands at America's Car Museum. Again, that is happening on June 9th. Go to KISW.com for all the information and get tickets.
All right, Steve, get out of here. For those playing at home, Scott will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Scott, you can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I am.
Which scientist was instrumental in formulating the theory of evolution by natural selection?
Darwin?
Yes. In Despicable Me, what color are the Minions?
Yellow.
Yes. Who played Sherman Klump in the 90s version of The Nutty Professor?
Eddie Murphy.
Yes. How often are U.S. presidential elections held?
Every 4 years.
Yes. How many pawns does each player have at the start of a chess game?
8.
Yes. What creature is Indiana Jones terrified of?
Snakes.
Yes. What country is the original home of Bacardi rum?
Puerto Rico.
No.
Cuba.
Yes. Nicole Kidman was born in which country?
Australia.
Yes. What magical mode of transportation is Aladdin known for?
Magic carpet.
Yes.
Golden carpet.
Who directed the 1994 movie True Lies?
James Cameron.
Yes, and Scott gets a perfect
Whoa,
10.
nice, Scotty.
Scott got that Friday feeling going on, man.
Nice job.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, the good news is you'll at least get a prize no matter what Steve does.
Man, but Steve sure has his work cut out for
Yeah,
him
he
today.
does.
Man, I don't know if he's going to be able to do this.
He should actually bet breakfast. That's how. That's what
He should, yeah. I mean, yeah, totally should.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm gonna.
Going for the elusive win. I'm 0-1-1 so far.
Oh. Well, now Steve's going to...
0-2-1 after this.
We'll have to see how this works
really?
out.
Okay.
Let's hope, right?
All right, Mr. Fancy.
Are you ready, Steve?
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Which scientist was instrumental in formulating the theory of evolution by natural selection?
Darwin.
Yes. In Despicable Me, what color are the minions?
They are yellow.
Yes.
Banana.
Who played Sherman Klump in the 90s version of The Nutty Professor?
That would be Eddie Murphy.
Yes. How often are the U.S. presidential elections held?
Every 4 years.
Yes.
Good job.
How many pawns does each player have at the start of a chess game?
4.
No.
6.
No.
2.
No.
Oh.
What creature is Indiana Jones terrified of? Yeah, it's 8.
Snakes.
Yes. Snakes. What country is the original home of Bacardi rum?
Country of Germany.
No. Nope.
England.
No.
France.
No.
Italy.
No. Nicole
Spain.
Kidman. No. Nicole Kidman was born in which country?
England.
No.
France.
No.
Spain.
No.
America.
What magical mode of transportation is Aladdin known for?
Magic carpet.
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
Who directed the 1994 movie True Lies?
Ooh. James Cameron.
Yes. And Steve, with that, you get 7 correct. And you lose.
I knew it.
Scott got a perfect 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Good job,
Yeah, he was
Scotty.
really good at this one.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Hang on the line, Scott. You're now 1-1-1, and Steve, you get this.
Nice. What a Friday. Yeah. I'm feeling good. There you are.
Oh, yeah. It's feeling good, buddy.
You did figure out it's 8 pawns that each player starts off with in chess. The country that is the original home of Bacardi rum was Cuba.
Lucy!
Dude, I would have never guessed. If you just you could have given me 50 guesses. I would have never gotten that one.
Nicole Kidman was born in Australia.
Oh, I always thought she was Irish.
No.
Oh, she's Australian.
She's Australian.
I
Somebody
would've got
said
that
she was
wrong.
born in Hawaii, according to the Beat Migs police on the text line.
Nicole Kidman born in Hawaii?
Or are they just getting her confused with Barack Obama?
I think so.
That happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
see,
that's
it's
it.
tough when
How white folks will do you.
it's tough with the born and raised.
According to her Wikipedia, it says Hawaii, Honolulu, Hawaii. Citizenship, Australia.
Whoa.
Not a perfect 10 then.
I'm still going to allow it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sure.
Because you're the one that messed up.
Basically.
Okay, I'll give it to
Yeah.
you.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, there we go.
Either way, Steve, you lost.
Yes.
Well,
Exactly.
it's because of that one that I lost.
Oh, is that really what it-
Oh,
yeah.
sure.
Okay,
Sure,
fine.
sure, sure. Well, congratulations to Scott on beating Steve. I'm still saying he's got a perfect 10.
I don't care what you say. All I know is that if you tie or beat Steve, you win a prize. That's all that matters. And, of course, Rev goes off in the distance because he doesn't really, research any of this anyway.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm not going to check. Got a new survey. They asked people who in their life is romantically off limits, either to date or possibly just get it on with. And we got the top 10. Love this, man.
Okay.
I love this. I was watching the Brene Brown special on Netflix, which, by the way, is a really good special. If you
Heard
like-
a lot of good things about that.
Yeah, and if you like her books, of course, you're going to love the special. But I like her because Yeah, man, I feel like she's an every person, which means like, she likes a lot of things that conservatives and liberals can dig. And I think we need now somebody who speaks something that we all agree with.
Yeah, bridge the gap.
But is an every person. And I feel like Brene Brown is that. But she talks about how she has a list, when her husband dies, she doesn't have a list of people that he can be with. She has a list of people he can't get with. Like, which I think is funny. She goes, you check that list when I'm dead. These are the people I don't want you to have a new marriage to.
See, the first thing I think of is I would never want to be romantic. If I was single, I would never want to be romantically involved with somebody that was once with one of my friends, like in a serious relationship.
Number one on the list.
Maybe like a hookup, whatever. But
that's number one. A friend's partner. People say no.
But if I croak, I would definitely want my wife to, if she had good mojo with one of my friends, I would absolutely want her to be with that person.
That makes sense.
Because I know they take care of her.
It really, really does.
Yeah.
And I've done enough men's seminar work to know that what men find trustworthy in other men, women find sexy. So you'd all be on the same page. Like if your wife knows how good of a friend that person was to you and you trusted that person with your life, basically, that actually your wife might be attracted to that person for the same reason you were. You like that trustworthy nature.
Like I would say, Ted would be perfect, but I know how Ted is with his cleanliness, and my wife would not be able to handle that. So right. Ted's not a good call.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be fair to her to have to deal with his bathroom endeavors.
Yeah, you're right. Though at least you have your own bathroom, so she could just separate him.
And I clean it.
Oh, yeah, he'd have to clean it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing. 50% of people say no, don't ever get together with a friend's partner. But I think you're right, Steve. I think if you're dead, it does change the parameters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Which I think is funny that actually more people on this list say don't get romantic with a friend's partner, which is higher than don't get romantic with someone in a relationship, which I think that should be number one. Should that be number one? If someone's in a relationship, no, don't go try to get them.
Right.
As opposed to somebody who was your friend's partner back in the day.
What kind of relationship are we talking about? Because I feel like everyone sees a bunch of people on Tinder at once. So it's kind of that weird.
Or what if you know that person that they're with is a complete douche?
Yeah.
You're like, you know what? They could do better. Like me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's an Avril Lavigne song right there.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
wow. Good job there, Steve.
She does. She has a song.
Is it called They Could Do Better?
Yeah, Vicky's singing it. She knows. I love how you know the song, Vicky, so don't throw stones.
I was like 12 or 13 and that crap came
What's
out.
your
You were a
excuse,
grown-ass
BJ?
man.
You were like 50.
I was a very grown-ass man, and I still have that on my iPod. So someone in a relationship, 46% of Americans go, yeah, don't go there, which is interesting. You know something? I read this wrong. A friend's partner is somebody who's currently actually in the relationship. Mm-hmm. That's different because I'm seeing it number 3, a friend's ex.
Okay.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Don't steal somebody from someone.
Yeah,
BJ.
so in other words, basically, Steve, if somebody were trying to go after your wife, that would be horrible, and that's number 1 on the list. Don't do it.
Right. I couldn't imagine somebody wanting to go after another person's romantic.
Well,
right.
That
BJ.
makes this really disturbing because only 50% of us think that a friend's partner is off limits.
Well, I mean, I guess you have to define the
country-
friendship. Some people are like that. You had a friend, but you don't really give a crap about them.
Yeah.
But I mean,
that's not me. But
I wouldn't go after anybody's wife if even if they weren't my friend, even my enemy. I wouldn't try to take his
it
wife.
says partner. Partner's not necessarily a wife. It could be a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and you did do that.
Yeah, you totally did that.
No, I didn't. They were broken up. I did number 3 on the list, Steve. I did a friend's ex.
bad, BJ.
Yeah. Well, a friend's partner to me seems to be a long-term relationship is what I think about it.
I did have I had an ex-boyfriend. We dated for like 3 years, and his best friend at the time, he was helping me with some computer issues. My ex had to leave, and he's like, I don't understand why you're with him. Like, you deserve so much better.
Oh, that's bad.
And I really didn't like him in the first place. I was using him for computer help. And so I go back and I'm like, dude, I don't like this guy. I've never liked this guy. And this is what he just said. He's not a good friend to you. And
you're absolutely right. That's
shut it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did the friendship end?
Yeah. He's like, I don't get why we don't hang out anymore, dude. Because you hit on me.
Because you watch too many romantic comedies, you dumbass.
Yeah. How about number 4 on the list? Again, this is someone you shouldn't get romantically with. It's romantically off limits. One of your parents' friends.
Oh, I couldn't even imagine that. That'd be weird.
Well, that would be like one of Sarah Joey's friends coming on to me and say, hey, what's up?
That's cool, man. You should go for that.
See, I know. It's not. It doesn't say that I shouldn't go for my kids' friends. It just says that the kids shouldn't go for the parents' friends is what they're saying.
I mean, if you were single, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Your boss. 40% of Americans say do not get romantic with your boss.
I've tried with Hair Club, and he keeps shooting it down. I'm like, you like wrestling? I like wrestling. We're both bald.
Yeah.
We can share razors.
Yeah.
See, I'm old
You like
school.
food? I like food.
I kind of wanted to get busy, but I was with my wife at the time, and were we married? I think we were, or we were close to it.
What's going on here?
Well, no, there was a boss that I liked. I think I was dating my wife at the time, and she was awesome. And I think, like, you know what? She's got a great career in the business. I'll always have a job in the business, and I like her. But unfortunately, she had somebody, and I don't think she was interested in me. But I would have been open to it.
And unfortunately, you had somebody too, BJ.
Well, I was dating my wife. I don't know if we were together or not.
Yet?
Yeah, my wife broke up with me 3 times, Steve. So I can't remember where I was.
We were on a break.
Yeah, I don't know where we were there.
That's why I did my boss.
Yeah, that's why I did my boss. How about your ex's sibling? Don't go there. How about that's number 6?
Sibling.
I feel like that should be, like, in other words, let's say your wife dumped you and went for your brother. That's what they're saying you shouldn't do.
That would be weird.
That's number 4 on the list. I feel like that should be higher.
I feel like because most of the people that do that, it's out of spite.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like a revenge banging of the sister.
It's like, yeah, I know you have issues with your sister, so I'm going to go bang her.
See, I had a girlfriend that actually, I have to tell you, I liked her sister better because I got to know the whole family. And the more I hung out with her sister, I was like, I really like the sister better. I didn't go there, but I would be lying if I didn't tell you that if the opportunity arose, as it were, I would have definitely, the sister was younger than me, whereas where the girl I was dating was my age. And I don't know, man, she just she seemed cooler. I don't know, we seemed to hit it off. And I don't know if she was nice to me because I was dating her sister and they were happy her sister was dating with somebody, or if her sister was just really cool and really liked me. I couldn't tell.
You should have asked your girlfriend at the time.
Yeah, that would have worked.
What's up with your
well.
sister? Is she single?
Number 7 on the list of people you should not be with romantically, someone who is your teacher.
No, that's cool, right?
I guess
emphasis on was.
Well, oh boy, this is a tough one.
No, it's not. That's a no-brainer. Go for it.
What if they were your high school teacher?
Who cares?
What if they were your junior high school teacher?
Who cares?
Well, I don't know. I think there's something wrong there.
Why? If you're an adult?
Yeah, but then I would wonder, were they looking at me that way when I was a junior high person?
I bet they weren't. You've grown since then. You've changed. Not everyone looks the same as they did in junior high. That'd be kind of weird.
There's some pretty attractive girls in junior high.
Yeah, but they maybe got more attractive when they grew up. I don't think anything's weird about that.
I think there is something weird about that. But I can see your point, too. How about one of your ex's friends? Don't do that. Why not? I say I don't mind that. If you're my ex and I go with one of your friends, I don't think that's off limits. You're my ex, I hate you.
See, I wouldn't because I just want to have to deal with them seeing the ex all the time.
Oh, I can see that. That's a good point. Steve, unfortunately, this one here, you did skate. You're close. Someone 20 years older or younger than you, they say don't be with.
I'm not even anywhere close to that. What? 12 years is a big difference than 20 years.
I agree. And you fall within there. But you're 12 years is closer to 20 than it is, to not 20.
1. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Am I?
I know. I'm looking at this guy.
I just like giving you a hard time about it. That's all.
DJ looks so proud of himself.
Oh man, that's Steve. You loser, being with somebody who's younger.
I'm just
than you,
looking. I don't think it's a problem, but I don't think it's a problem to be with someone 20 years older or younger. What do I care? And yet the country cares. I don't care. And then number 10, don't go with a coworker, Steve. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't. No. Been there, done that. Never again.
Yeah. Congratulations, by the way. Those were fun times.
Especially if they're the receptionist. Because then you got to walk by them every time you want to go get your mail.
Oh, every day. That's the one benefit.
I was very hyper aware of when she would go on lunch breaks.
Oh, and that's when you get your mail?
That was the only time I would go by the front desk.
Oh, that's awkward. Oh, that's so awkward.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. Hey, you got something to say? They're wild, rabid, and on the loose. This is Listeners on the Loose.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Whatever you want to talk about. Something new, something old, something whatever. Well, do remember, when you do talk, Steve has a talk rule.
That's to turn on your microphone, show some energy, and bring it. Otherwise, you'll be gone, PJ.
Yeah.
and you'll have to say goodbye to them.
You're really having a good day today. Are you
Great
thinking
day.
about the weekend? Are you just
Yes.
drifting off a little bit?
Very excited. The weekend's going to be awesome.
Yeah, are you wrestling again?
Wrestling tonight.
Oh,
big
here we
match
go.
against Officer Cooper. It's been months in the making. Him and I do not get along. He wants to have the authority at 3-2-1 battle. Wow. I have the authority. Winner gets the authority.
You don't see. At some point, you got to get along with somebody. It seems like everybody you just don't get along with, no matter who you're
get
fighting
along
wrestling.
with cool people. I don't get along with idiots.
Oh, and Officer Cooper
He's
is in
at the top
ladder.
of the list.
He's not the
Tonight.
cool. Okay.
It comes to blows.
I have to go with Officer Cooper, don't I? I mean, he protects and serves, doesn't he?
I mean, sure, if you want to do that, BJ, go ahead.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, I've always been supportive of our law enforcement officials.
Fine. You don't understand how corrupt this man is.
Oh, he's a corrupt Oh, well, I can't support that.
Attacked me from behind 2 weeks ago.
Oh, did he?
In the ring.
Oh, okay. I'd like to know what did he do outside the ring? Okay, never mind.
Ripped my shirt, chopped me.
Wow. That's all that's all unofficial.
Demanded authority, and tonight at 3-2-1 battle at Evolve Fitness in Seattle, we will finally come to blows.
Okay.
With our fists.
With your fists, yes. Thank you for clearing that up. When you're getting attacked from behind, you got to clear that up.
It's a big wrestling weekend tomorrow. Ring of Honor's here in the Northwest for the first time ever at the ShoWare Center.
That's cool.
That's going to be a blast. I got to chat with Dalton Castle on Migs vs. the World of Wrestling, my wrestling podcast, and you'll like him because he was a former radio guy. He worked at a rock station in Albany.
Oh, nice!
And was doing wrestling on the side. Got fired. And fortunately, right around that time that he got fired, his wrestling career just blew up, and now he's one of the biggest stars in Ring of Honor.
Good for him, man.
But he's a radio dude.
Another radio success story where we fire somebody who goes on to be a huge success in another medium.
Yep, like Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, we're really good. We have a great track record, we do.
So if you see me there tomorrow, be sure to say hi. It's going to be a blast.
Nice.
I know you won't be there because you're board gaming.
Oh, yeah, but I'll be thinking about you.
I bet you will.
You know what? I'll pick up a chair and I'll hit one of my opponents for you.
Do it, please, and film it.
Okay.
That'd be awesome.
All right, Vicky. Tomorrow we're going to be at Tabletop Day. We'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got a text message. Guys, have you heard about Pokemon Sleep, and do you think it's as dumb as I do? And I play Pokemon.
I have to tell you something. It's anecdotal, but I've had two incidents where it feels like women are really the primary players now of Pokemon Go. 3 or 4 years later since it came out.
And Rev.
You're still playing, Rev?
No, he's not.
No, I'm not playing anymore. I've moved on to better things, like the Marvel game.
Yeah.
And Fortnite.
No.
My buddy that I went back and visited in Boston, and I hadn't seen him in like 3 years. His wife was nuts for Pokemon Go when it first came out. And, she's a woman in her 50s. Mm-hmm. Well, he was still complaining. He was like, you don't understand. I never see her. All she's doing is running around with that Pokemon Go. So this Pokemon Sleep, which is basically going to be an extension of that, it's going to let you track your sleep patterns and adjust how you play based on how well you're sleeping and how much sleep you're getting. They say they want to do for sleeping what Pokemon Go did for walking. So this is going to be two things that your significant other is going to be driving you crazy with.
So what do you have? Like, you have to hook something up to your body in order for them to know that you're sleeping? Like a wrist thing? I know they have like these new rings that supposedly will tell you how well of a night's sleep that you have. I don't know if they're that accurate.
Yeah.
Or you have to like shove your phone somewhere in order for this to...
Yeah, well, that'll be a hell of a situation.
My wife uses a sleep app on her phone that you just put the phone next to you on the bed. And it will just judge these sort of things. You don't need to put it anywhere, Steve.
By movement? Oh, that's what she tells you.
Yeah, it's movement and sound and breathing. Oh, jeez.
I'm just going to put it right over here. Honey, that's a really interesting place you put your phone. Oh, no, it's just going to help me sleep.
Wonderful.
Here's the trailer for Pokemon Sleep, the new app game that you got to have.
Pokemon made walking into entertainment. Our daily life has become more colorful, active, and fulfilling. But this is just the beginning. Pokemon could enrich our everyday lives even further.
This sounds like, like when an evil corporation, the beginning of a movie before like an apocalyptic event happens, like, oh, we're here to better the world.
Right.
And then end it.
Yeah, it does sound like the Starship
Pokemon
Troopers. If you remember, Starship Troopers had their recruitment videos. In the movie.
Yeah.
It does have that vibe.
Would you like to know more?
What's next then? Pokemon Eat, where you eat, so and then we keep tabs on how well you eat, and that's how you win the game. I'm losing this Pokemon Sleep, though. My sleep schedule is not good enough for this.
Yeah, you're done.
I mean, I like that better than some of the other fitness food apps, so why not?
Dude,
I like the idea.
Pokemon Poop.
Oh my God, yes.
Make sure you're not sitting on the toilet too long.
We found a muck.
It's amazing how people love this, though. like older people. I was at Luther Burbank Park. This random stranger came up to me, and he says, "Hey, how you doing, man?" And I'm like, "Oh, hey, sure." We're on a bench. I'm like, "Sure." I started talking to him, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And my wife, so Kathy and I were there. Nobody comes to me by myself, but when my wife is with me, everybody talks to us because she's just so friendly.
Yeah, she smiles.
And then I think that's the key. He says, "Oh, that's my wife over there. She's trying to catch a Pokemon." And again, this was a woman that looked like she was in her late 40s, early 50s. It's amazing the people that are still playing this game. So I think that why wouldn't the same people get Pokemon Sleep?
And there is this ring called Aura, and you wear it, and what it does is kind of keep. It just looks like a wedding ring.
Oh, that's the thing that predicts your mood, right? Isn't that the one that's supposed to tell you what your mood is?
This one, I think, tells like your body temperature while you're sleeping to see how well of a night's sleep you get. It helps with meditation.
Okay,
but apparently, it's like the new fitness rage is these wearing this ring that has like all these sensors on the inside.
Oh man, we are getting hooked up
for the ring.
Dude, this is Skynet.
Jeez.
We're getting hooked up to Skynet.
$1,000 for the one with the little diamonds on it.
What?
I think I'll stick with my $20 Quelo wedding ring.
That's not. I mean, that's a good looking ring. You could probably pay $1,000 for a ring that looks similar to that without any fanciness.
Yeah, I'm fine with this.
Yeah, you're fine with that?
Yeah, I'll just do this and
get the rubber ring
and just wake up when I wake up and be okay with it.
Yeah,
it's a lot of money just to kind of find out if you're sleeping okay.
This is when you find out whether or not. See, life is moving at a quicker pace than you want. I really feel like I don't care how old you are. We are all getting closer to that flashing 12 on the VCR that we all laughed at our parents about. Yep. And this is what happens when you just go, I don't need that. That seems like too much work. And we say that about technology. I don't know. I think that I kind of maybe want to try a ring to see if it'll help me. I'd like to know if I'm, what I'm doing.
Even some people say the Fitbit will track your sleep, and it's pretty damn awesome. I know I had one of those, like the Microsoft Band one, whatever that one was for a while, and if you wore it, it would tell you how much quality sleep you would have, and it would also, you could set it so that it would start waking you up when it feels that you're at your the best window of not being jarred by being woken up.
Oh, there was an app too I could put on my phone that would like give me a start buzzing under my pillow.
That's what Michelle's app does as well. It does all of that.
Yeah. See, I don't wear stuff to bed though. Like I take all my ring off, everything, because I don't want anything on my body when I'm sleeping.
I sleep with my wedding ring.
Yeah, same with me.
No, I take it off.
Yeah?
Yeah, I put it on Alexa.
It's also it bothers the escorts, right? When you go on.
Wow. Okay. I think you have me confused with another radio personality. But anyway.
Oh, dear.
That was mean.
I didn't say it.
But true. I think,
not mine. Well, it's because it's not even really. It's like just a rubber band around my finger, so it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, see, this does bother me. And I think if I had like a watch Fitbitty kind of thing around my wrist, that would bother the hell out of me sleeping.
I tried with one of those, and it was annoying because I sleep on my side, and sometimes I'll like rest on my hand, and then I'd have like this indent of the watch like apparatus on my skull.
That I would like to see.
Yeah, it takes forever for it to wear off.
And you look good.
Thank you.
People go, nice sleep there, Juniors. All right, so it is Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Somebody says, Steve, did you see the match between Cody Rhodes and Goldust on Sunday? Brother versus brother. It was amazing. Big Rex the Barber. Yes. All Elite Wrestling. It was Cody versus Dustin.
Yeah.
It was a very bloody match. At some point during the match, Dustin cut himself. Well, he got hit in the turnbuckle and started bleeding.
Yeah.
But he might have dug the blade a little too deep in, because it was a faucet. It wasn't like to the point where I couldn't. I mean, it was the best match of the year. It was one of the best matches I've ever watched. Just the way that they put the match together. But man, it was kind of unnerving at times because at one point he pulls his head off the mat and it's just leaking.
Oh,
and you're just like, like it got to the point where my wife couldn't watch it anymore. She's like, this is just too much blood.
Yeah,
nice.
See, Rev digs it.
Dude, I'm looking at the pictures. That's a Crimson Mask. That's from like the old days.
No.
That's a Dusty Rhodes sort of thing right there.
The match was very Dusty Rhodes.
That's cool.
It was a great nod to their father. And it was pretty emotional. Like you could tell both of them by the end of it. Because these two guys were not used properly in their eyes in the WWE.
Yeah.
And so then they go do here and they have this epic match that they never got to have. So you could tell there was a lot of emotions. And Dustin's 50 years old.
Whoa.
And you met Dustin. Remember when we went to SummerSlam?
Yeah,
Cody was dressed as Stardust and Dustin wasn't dressed.
Yeah.
And Dustin's like, I don't know why my brother's dressed up like this. It's kind of stupid.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
During the interviews.
Because he thought there'd be video. Cody knew it was up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was fun seeing Cody in his costume, even though he hated that character.
Good question here. With the success of Bohemian Rhapsody and Rocket Man, which artist story would you want to see made into a movie from Heather and Linwood?
Okay, quick question. Should they still be alive? I think it's weird Elton John's still alive.
Yeah, see, I prefer them being dead. Does that sound weird?
I'm with you. I think that
it does sound weird, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I feel like it's much more important. Like See, maybe that's why I don't care about Elton John and this whole Rocket Man thing, because I know Elton's still alive, whereas with Freddie, it was like, oh, this would be a nice tribute. It's weird in my head that I think that way. I mean, they're both great.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, the next one... Ooh.
I mean, it's one member of a band, but I wouldn't mind seeing a movie of Cliff Burton. It would definitely be a Metallica movie.
Okay.
But I think his backstory seems pretty interesting. What he contributed to the band was incredible. And plus, it's during the time of when they were first they were young and drunk, and they were just this giant ball of chaos. And I think that'd be a really fascinating watch. And I just, I don't know enough about Cliff Burton. I don't think a lot of us do. We know what we read, but I think it'd be a really cool watch.
I think I would want to see, just because the book was so interesting, the No Effects, the book, like they had a book, and it's called Punk and Drublic, and it'd be great to see that as a movie, just because they went through so much, drugs and craziness through the beginning of their career. I would love to see that.
One of the members, Fat Mike, is featured in that documentary about the punk rockers that are now fathers.
Yeah.
It's a really, you'd really dig that movie. Art Alexakis, I think, is in it.
Oh, yeah, nice.
It's called the Other F Word.
The Other F Word, yep.
Yeah, Mark Hoppus and a bunch of people.
The main guy they focus on is the dude from Pennywise,
Jim Lindbergh.
Yep.
Yeah, it's super good. It's all about growing up punk, but then having to become a father and have that pay your bills.
Ooh, Sid Barrett was just texted in.
Okay.
Pink Floyd.
Yeah, sure.
That'd be trippy.
I'll tell you the one that I would like to know about, just because I've had a chance to interview him a couple times. They have been tough interviews by my standpoint, but actually it turns out he actually had a good time in the interviews. But when I've asked him questions about certain things that I know were big things in his life, he won't go there, but maybe a movie would tell the story or somebody else would tell the story, and that would be Maynard from Tool.
Yeah.
I feel like his life is so enigmatic. Like, how did he get to where he is? I am fascinated by that, especially where I accidentally found out that he was a Devo fan. I just happened to make a random comment about a Pucifer video, and it turned out said, you're absolutely right. I was influenced by Devo and the song you're talking about. And I'm like, wow, I thought for sure he was going to laugh me off the interview when I compared him to Devo or any at all, but he had a lot of respect for that band. Yep. So I think there's a lot about Maynard that would be cool to know, but he's never going to tell us, but maybe somebody else will when he's no longer with us.
You got a lot of text for Chris Cornell, obviously.
Yeah.
Plus, I remember hearing a story that for a year of his life, he didn't talk to anyone. Like, there's a story like that, and it would just be interesting to learn more about how he was as a teen and growing up, and also just the early days of Soundgarden. He started as the drummer. I mean, he wasn't even the singer, and you think about that guy's voice and how incredible it is. It's one of the greatest voices of ever in rock.
How did somebody not immediately go, you should sing?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what was that moment where it first clicked? Like, oh, I can sing.
Yeah.
And I can sing better than most people.
No, the one I was going to pick is somebody I actually don't really know a whole lot about. It's David Bowie. Like, I did, when he passed away and everyone started talking about all these stories and all these things about him, I had no idea, like, all these different things or songs he wrote. So I would like to learn more about him, and I think seeing him in a movie would be pretty awesome.
So they haven't done anything about David Bowie, huh?
I don't think so.
Not that I've seen.
David Bowie came up a few times.
Yeah.
Also, Lane Staley. That'd be every story I hear about him was he was a super funny, charming dude, and obviously drugs got the better of him. But
yeah.
I mean, I know Andrew Wood, they have a great documentary about the lead singer of Mother Love Bone, but if we were making a movie, I would enjoy that. But that's a selfish one, too. I mean, these are the guys that I love and admired as a kid and growing up and still have a lot of love for their talents.
The tough thing about people who we've lost to drugs or we've lost to suicide is that nobody really knows exactly what was going on with them because that's one of the reasons why we lost them to drugs and suicide. Whereas with somebody like Freddie Mercury or whatever, they were around long enough and they, if you will, I don't want to say went by choice, but they went by I guess natural causes or whatever, that you had more people that knew what was going on with them. So I don't know, would we get the full Chris Cornell story? Right. Will we get the full Lane story? I don't know, but still I'd be willing to watch something. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. More of your calls and texts at 936 on the Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Got a text message, guys. Did you hear that Ben & Jerry's want to put together ice cream that's made from CBD?
Well, they're putting in everything else. Like I said, the new Seasons grocery store we have on the island, and I think there's one in Ballard too. They got a whole a whole end cap of just all this CBD infused food, chocolates and treats and whatever. Why not ice cream?
I mean, that's coming full circle because stoners love Ben & Jerry's, and
Makes
now
sense.
you can actually get stoned from Ben & Jerry's. And they're not going to make it yet because they're obviously you have to wait for it to be approved across the whole country.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do the CBD without THC in it because that's what you're seeing at those stores. But, man, wouldn't that be nuts if they actually did like full-on like sativa and indica strain
so you
edibles?
you could get a little bit of a situation. Yeah, the FDA, I guess, is holding a public hearing on legalizing CBD in foods. And then, of course, we'll see what happens with our CBD-infused ice cream. Like you said, there are some out there, but you're talking about with a little THC in there, which is what they've got to figure out.
Yeah, this would probably be more like, then you could change it like from sweaty balls to sweaty stoned as balls or something.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. That it rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it totally does.
Try saying it after you've had a couple of pints.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I still haven't found sweaty balls in any stores.
Yeah, I know. I don't
sad.
understand that. We got to talk to Alec Baldwin because I do.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Come on, buddy. When's that going to come out?
What a world we're going to be in when it gets federally legalized. It'll happen.
Do you think people will be cooler? I hope so. I feel like
I think jackasses will always be jackasses.
I feel like there may be less.
I hope you're right.
I mean,
but
people. I really think that if people just are allowed to chill out a little bit, like rather than grab Twitter or grab the phone and just make a comment, instead, if they grab some sweaty balls, as it were, maybe they'll, and then they have some good ice cream. They get a good little sort of buzz going where they're chilling, their body's relaxing, and then they're starting to really reflect upon their opinion. And they go, maybe I don't want to write that, that person's a jerk online somewhere. I'm hoping that's what happens with CBD infused anything.
That'll be interesting, though.
Yeah.
I'll definitely, I'd love to try it. It was funny. I saw an interview with the Ben & Jerry guys, and they're like, we were already working. Like, they're just such stoner dudes.
Yeah, they are.
At the end of the day, they're just these two, like, hippie dudes from Vermont. And, like, it's a good thing we have a team that shuts things down before we try and do them. Because I think they're like, we would love to infuse our stuff with weed.
Oh, dude. And that's why I think more people need this. I mentioned Ben & Jerry's. Guys, are you aware at all, and I don't want to get into a big political discussion, but are you aware?
You're going to bring up something political.
No, this is what happened to me.
What's that?
And I was completely unaware of it, but I know what it's like to feel like you, Steve. Every once in a while, I'll have a conversation. You'll go, you know what? I was in a good mood. Then you said this. So here I am thinking I'm going to talk about how great Ben & Jerry's flavors are. Like, my buddy I haven't seen will bond over like ice cream.
Right.
And then he goes into some political discussion, which is why he doesn't use Ben & Jerry's. And I'm like, really? Ben & Jerry's is pissing people off? They just make ice cream. Why would anybody care?
Because they have certain they have certain political beliefs that sometimes they champion through their brand, and then people get all butthurt about that. If you don't like it, then don't buy their stuff, but don't bitch because someone else enjoys it.
I said, look, dude, I got news for you. I nowhere share any political beliefs that Chick-fil-A has, but if you tell me we can't go to Chick-fil-A, I will leave you at the curb and I will go get me some delicious Chick-fil-A. I don't care what they believe. I just think that they make great food. And the same thing with Ben & Jerry's. What do I care?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand why we can't separate fun from whatever the people who make the fun are doing. I don't care.
Yeah, it's nice that you got to experience what life is like for me.
I did.
Being around you.
I know. I felt bad. I feel like, is this what Steve feels like all the time?
Yeah,
that's
every day.
Yes,
every day.
I'm going to try to be better. I really am.
That's not going that well yet.
How's it going to work out for you?
I think I've done a better
giving you a
job.
hard time.
Everybody pick it up, man. I'm done. I need to get me some Ben & Jerry's.
All right, we got to text. You don't want to bring up politics. We have something more important to talk about, like this texter.
Yes.
Do you guys think it would be awesome if they put out that new Saved by the Bell movie? I was just reading about it.
Yes. Oh, gosh, no.
Yes.
I got news for you. I'm becoming a big Mark Paul Gosselaar fan because of what's the name of that show he did on Fox? I totally forget.
Or something?
Yeah, The Passage. Thank you, Vicky. He was really good in that. He was really Chris Pratt. Like, he reminded me of a Chris Pratt-like guy playing this former military guy trying to protect this little girl from being used as an experiment. And it was a great show. And I'm hoping he comes back for season 2. Spoiler alert. I don't know how it's going to happen because it looked like he wasn't going to make it.
I love about this story. I saw it this morning, and it was like, Mark Paul Gosselaar says, I will do this new Saved by the Bell if the script is good. I'm like,
okay.
When was the script good on Saved by the Bell, the television
entire show?
Good point.
The entire show.
It was the dumbest but most awesome show. I watched it all the time, but it was not changing the world with their script writing abilities.
I did not do drugs because of that show, okay?
Really?
Yeah.
G.I. Joe did that for me until I grew up, and then I did drugs.
See, the problem is, I think it was Danny's Brady Bunch, right? Kind of a thing. And and
that's a great...
Yeah. And you can't really tell somebody who grew up. I mean, the Brady Bunch was a horrible show, too. I mean, if you take a look at the script writing of that show. But when it's a little kid watching it, just like little kids watching the Star Wars movies, and they think that episodes 4, 5, and 6 were much better than 1, 2, and 3. And I go, no, you were just lucky enough that those improv actors told Lucas that they weren't going to do his stupid lines. And the little kids just love things that are bad when they think they're good when they're bad because they're little kids.
It's the 30th anniversary of its premiere in August.
What?
Wow.
Now, Mark Paul Gosselaar said he'd be willing to do it even with Screech because of what they've done with Cobra Kai on the YouTube Premium.
Oh, so kind of go down that road.
Yeah. And
a darker version. Oh, man. You know what? Honestly, Saved by the Bell where some of them maybe got hopped on drugs or something weird happened to them after the fact. Like maybe Lisa Turtle got into porn.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it'd be Alyssa Berkeley.
Yeah.
Yeah. She actually, and then Screech, he actually went down a bad path. So they could just do Screech's life.
Yeah, that behind the bell book really kind of pissed everybody off.
Well, there was,
but you know what? Mark Paul Gosselaar says, not me. I'll work with Screech. I don't care if it's a good book, you know. And he said, I love. He goes, who cares about the book? The book was fiction. I don't know what it was.
I felt like they probably rolled their eyes a lot about Screech.
Yeah. So that's it. 30th anniversary this August. And Cobra Kai, if you don't know, is basically the Karate Kid with the two main characters all grown up and what they've done. And I haven't watched the entire Cobra Kai first season or even the second season yet, but the episodes I watched were good.
It's not as hokey as the original movie. Yeah. So if they decided to try Saved by the Bell and make it a little less hokey, what would you do with Principal Belding?
Is he still kicking?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Okay, good.
Would you maybe get maybe he got arrested?
He got arrested, and he gained a lot of weight.
Selling drugs.
Because he really did gain a lot of weight. Have you seen him recently?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Has he gained a lot of weight?
Oh, yeah.
He's also a super obsessive wrestling fan to the point where he kind of creeps out the pro wrestlers.
Oh.
Because everyone gets excited. Principal Belding, he's a fan of me. Oh, yeah, we'll exchange numbers. And then he'll just blow them up constantly in real life. I had a buddy who knew some stuff, and he was just a few of the guys on the roster are really regretting giving them their number.
Awesome. Just because somebody's somebody from you knew on television, they're still human and they can still be a pain in your ass.
Yeah. But how weird is that? You grew up with a guy, you're all excited because he's a fan of what you do, and now you're debating whether or not you should block him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to block Mr. Belding, but I kind of do. Yeah.
Yeah. I know that sucks. Well, I think that Danny, are you open for the Cobra Kai kind of version where they really make him more adult and a little bit more serious? Would you be open to that?
Oh yeah, I'm in for any reboot of that. That'd be great.
Well, I will tell you, like I said, Mark Paul Gosselaar's performance on The Passage is good. I mean, the guy, when I first heard he got the role, I go, to Saved by the Bell guy is going to do this? Okay.
He's not bad in a lot of the stuff that he's done post Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of his stuff, so this to me was the first time I had seen anything from him, and he was good. I loved the show, and a lot of it was because of his acting in the show. I thought he did a great job. So why not? Let's see what he does. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Someone needs some advice, guys.
All right, we're here.
Good morning, guys. I have a girlfriend living in my house that I need to break up with.
Oh.
The spark is just gone.
Oh.
My question is, how do I move her and her stuff out in the most civil way possible?
When she's at work.
Change the locks.
Yeah,
Leave a note on the door.
This is
with her stuff.
This is the problem when it's a place you can't move out of.
Yeah.
That's the tough part. Is if it's a place you can't move out of, you're in such a tough spot.
Dude, I mean, I don't know if there is the civil way is just to be up front, but I don't know if it's going to end civilly. I don't know if she's going to handle it well. I mean, who knows?
Hide your expensive stuff for sure. She might either steal or break them. If it's not going to end civilly.
Have a big party and break up with her during the party so she can't do anything bad to you because there's people there. No?
that's a good idea.
That's going to stop her.
That's probably not going to work either.
Boy, I have no experience.
Do it over drinks.
I have no experience in this. I don't know. And why not, Steve? At this point, throw a party. I mean, at least you can have fun while all the hell's breaking loose.
I mean, you don't know how to get rid of your daughter and her boyfriend. So I mean, it's gotta be, right? This is a tough call.
You're absolutely right. I don't know what I'm going to do to move them out.
You should just order the U-Haul and have it waiting. Be like, the reason why the U-Haul is here, and then help her move out so that way you know she takes all her crap and doesn't take any of yours.
Vicky, it's a great point. I have good news and bad news. The bad news is I'm dumping you. The good news is I cover the cost for your moving fees.
Yeah. And that gets pricey sometimes depending on where she has to go.
Yeah. There needs to be a business. I feel like there's a lot of people in this situation. Someone's got to come up with a business to help you safely move out your ex without you getting wrecked.
You can call it home wreckers.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's be those people.
We might as well be, right?
I don't want to lift anything.
You know how businesses are really good at getting rid of employees? You walk in the office, they got a human resources person, and there's your box. Fill it up and get the hell out. Why can't there be a process like that for your boyfriend, girlfriend?
I mean, I know they do it with like either insurance companies or phone companies where like, we'll tell your old company to F off kind of thing.
Wouldn't it be great if she came home and there he is and there's a human resources person doing an exit interview for this relationship? Why not? Let's do it. Let's make a business.
Love HR.
Yeah.
It's like, how could we improve in further relationships?
That's what we need to do, Steve. This could be the best idea that, we all came up with.
All right, let's work on this.
All right,
we got all weekend.
Yeah, we just got to get an HR person. That's all. We have to find somebody official.
And an app.
Oh, definitely got an app.
Oh, now we're making an app.
Well, yeah, everybody has an app. Every good business has an app.
I guess you're right.
Yeah. All right, there's a big question that has to be answered, and it's this. What do Ryan Castle and Mountain Dew have in common? I'm going to tell you at 9:51 on The Rock.
He's the drunk in charge. Now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and Mountain Dew have in common?
Oh, I'm going to keep you up all night.
All night.
Snoring.
That's right.
Because I'm wasted.
Yeah,
Just that comatose, drunk snore.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this one. The Rev used to get hopped up on both in his 20s.
That's true.
Wow.
Yeah. Steve guzzles both.
Oh.
I haven't touched Mountain Dew in ever.
Wow.
That stuff's bad for you.
Yeah. Wow. Well,
both are popular with teenage gamers.
That's true. Ryan Castle is very popular.
I'm kind of a big deal with all walks of life, really. Word.
Let's talk about Melinda. She's 34. She was caught shoplifting last Tuesday after she shoved $17 worth of stuff in her purse at a Walmart in North Carolina. Then she ran from security, headed into the parking lot, but they didn't see any cars leave, so they weren't sure where she went. When the cops got there, they checked the security tape, realized that she arrived in, the car she arrived in hadn't left, so they went to search it and noticed the trunk was cracked. When they opened it up, they found Melinda hiding inside, covered in Mountain Dew. So it was really hot in the trunk, and she's like, oh my God, I'm going to die in here. So she poured Mountain Dew all over herself to evade the cops.
That's actually pretty sexy. I like that. Yeah. On paper, it sounds like a good idea.
It's a penthouse forum is what that is. You want Ryan Castle? All right, you got him. He's got a 12-pack, too.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. Can I leave things off of a bankruptcy, like my car?
You have to list all of your assets and creditors when you file bankruptcy. So you would have to tell the court and the trustee that you have the car or that you have a car loan. You could say that I want to keep my car and continue to make my payments on the car. But the court will need to know that you have a car and that you may have a payment on the car. So by leaving it off the bankruptcy, if you mean that you cannot disclose it to the court, the answer to that is no, you must disclose it. However, that does not mean that you'll lose those assets. You'll be able to keep things like a car and a house in almost all cases, but you must disclose them to the court. But you'll need to continue to make payments on a house or a car that you intend to keep.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
I need a change. You've been cold to me too many times. You're wasting money. You're a leaker. So I'm replacing you with a new Navien tankless water heater. No more cold shoulders, no more leaks. Just spa-like comfort and Navien peace of mind. And oh, I want you out today.
When you're ready for a change, ask your plumber about Navien or visit tanklessmadesimple.com.
Count on Navien.